Already. Hello everyone. Alex Koloskov is here and welcome to Friday Photo Talk at Photigy School of Photography. How are you? Let me see guys, let me see what is going on the chat. Wow. Nice. Hello from Peru, London, Germany. Mihail is here. Jill. Oh, awesome. Stefan. Hello. Morocco, Texas. Wow. How are you doing, guys? How's everything? How's this stay in shelter order? Or, I mean, is it opened or not? I hope everything is fine. I hope you're staying healthy. Hope your family, friends are healthy too. Times, well, not usual, but we have to survive, and not only survive, we need to thrive, we need to have some fun. And today we'll have fun. India, Turkey, hello. Romania, wow. Faroe Islands, I don't know where it is even. Colombia, amazing. Thank you. So, please like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, because today we will have some cool splash photography demonstration with all the explanation. Basically, it's like a workshop that I try to fit in 1 hour to tell you everything about high-speed photography in studio. Okay, I have some setup ready. We'll be shooting using this jumping table, zero gravity table, but this time it will be freezing motion, meaning that it will be photography, not videos. And as well as, well, we'll look at results of our photo challenge, okay? Our photo challenge that we had, art of face mask. Well, I forgot the name of the challenge. Anyway, it was Photigy challenge tag on Instagram. You can pull it up to see what is going on. You can see nothing. How it can be, why you cannot see nothing? Are we live? I mean, everything's fine, guys? You see us? I mean, looks good? Okay. Thank you, Martin. So it's one person who's not seeing. Challenge, photo challenge. We're going to review results of the previous photo challenge. I'll talk about submissions a little bit, and then we'll set up new photo challenge for next Friday Photo Talk, where I'm going to, well, see what you guys can come up with, okay? But first, demonstration and everything. Now, high-speed photography. It's a huge topic, so let me try to put it, under some sort of, well, separate topics. So first of all, there is gear that needs to be, well, that you need to have in order to capture something that's going on really fast, right? And then you need to, well, know how to do this. Actually, it's all about gear and the ability to click in the right moment, click the camera shutter, okay? So tell me this. I just try to see how much you guys know, I mean, from people who's watching me right now. Tell me this. Have you ever tried to shoot any splash or anything that happens, really fast? Either in the studio or maybe out of the studio, but using some artificial light, meaning that you didn't do it under the sun. It's easy, we all know how to do this. We just raise shutter speed to whatever, to 1/2000 of a second, 4,000 of a second, and click, and everything will be frozen, wave and, ocean wave, whatever. But I'm talking about something that happens right in front of the camera, and you try to highlight it. You have this experience, right? Most of you try to do something. And did you try to shoot with short shutter speed, or you use some specific light for this? So tell me, Los Angeles. Yes, I see. I'm wondering how much we have the delay, actually. Okay, Godok. So Catherine used some specific lighting. So in general, guys, you need to have, in order to freeze any splash, let me show you a little bit, what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, but still, let's say if we go to our instructors on Photigy, and we have amazing people there, and yeah, well, I'm there as well, surprisingly, right? And I have a little portfolio there. So if we go to liquids, to freeze anything like this, something that really flies, like for example, this is the single click. It's really almost no Photoshop. Photoshop was only to remove the little stick under this. It's a cap. It's a glass teacup. It was a stick, so we took it away, and the rest is basically as is. So to shoot something like that, right, you need to have specific light, and it's like Godok's AD 600 BM, for example, or speed lights, like Hector saying, that flash sync speed to Char saying flash sync speed at high shutter speed not available with most of us, I believe. Okay. I work with speed lights. Okay, 1/16 to freeze moment. Carl is saying, yeah. So basically, we use light, and we use either a specific light or just regular speed light, but we set it to a relatively low power. I would say that 1/4, 1/8 of its power is good start. You can go lower. Usually, when you go lower, the flash duration is shorter. But basically, we're not capturing anything like this with the shutter speed. Okay, we capture it with the light. And how it looks like, if you don't understand. Yeah, never shutter speed, Misha saying. Yes, exactly. It's 1/50,000 of a second flash duration of Pro Photo D2. Well, 50,000 is too much. We're not going to stop bullet, and it's probably really low power settings. But anyway, we really need to have short flash duration. So if you're completely new to this super simple explanation is this. You don't have enough ambient light in the studio for given shutter and aperture. For example, let's shoot at 1/200 of a second at f8. Okay, if you ISO 100, you set this in the camera, and using, let's say, light that I have in the studio, if I do a click, it will be dark picture. It will be, no image, because it's not enough light. It will be hugely underexposed image, right? But then we have a light, we have a strobe that fires, right? And 1/200 of a second is a relatively long time for shutter to stay open. It opens for 1/200 of a second. And all these little, splashes that we can capture or whatever flies really fast, way faster than 1/200 of a second. So it will travel some distance, and it will motion trail if you will have light all 1/200 of a second. So all the time, for the full time when shutter is open, if you'll have light, it will be motion trail. You won't be able to catch the action. It will be all blurry because of the motion. So what happens with the specific strobe or specific mode on the strobe, that it fires the light, fires the impulse for a very short time. Imagine that it fires for 1/10,000 of a second, for example. So 1/10,000 of a second we have light, and the rest of the time from whole shutter open 1/200 of a second period of time, it's darkness. And boom, we'll immediately have something like this, okay, when it happens. Because of the light was let's say 1/10,000 of a second, right? This clear. I need to make sure that you understand how we freeze motion with the light, not with shutter speed, okay? And tell me now this. Do you know what the hypersync means? There are triggers, there are speed lights, there are, well, larger strobes now these days available with hypersync. Hello from Toronto. Yes, Tushar saying that I get maximum 1 to 150 with my Ellen Chrome. Well, 250 with Ellen Chrome, I believe it's shutter speed. It couldn't be the flash duration. We'll come to flash duration in a moment, but let's talk about hypersync, because many times I see that people saying, "Hey, I have a hypersync, so I can shoot, splashes. I can shoot anything that I want at up to 1/8,000 of a second shutter speed." On this shot, so the question is, what was shutter speed for this shot? It was 1/200 of a second. Okay, 1/200 of a second for this shot. But it was really short flash duration. So hypersync is no, it's not continuous. It was single shot. It was a single shot. Need to kind of switch back and forth. Hypersync is something that when let me show you something. So hypersync is not a good thing. It's not the tool that we use to capture splashes in the studio. Okay. Hypersync is basically, it works like this. At higher than X sync shutter speeds, let's say X sync of your camera can be 1/200 of a second. If you set the, let's say 1/2000 of a second shutter speed, what will happen? You see on this picture, the shutter is not actually, it's strange. Well, anyway, the shutter is not opening fully, right? It opens a little bit, it makes a gap, and then moves across the sensor, right? This is how we achieve higher than X sync shutter speed. It's not opening in full. You understand it, right? This is why when you try to shoot with just regular strobe, you try to shoot with let's say 2000 of a second shutter speed, you will see only part of your frame is highlighted. The rest will be dark if it's not enough ambient light. It's without hypersync. Hypersync, what it's doing, it's the strobe fires multiple times, like it's shown here. It fires like this one, the bottom one. So while the shutter moves across the sensor, strobe fires. It can be 8, 10, maybe more, depending on your shutter speed, but it fires multiple impulses. Why it's not cool for the in-studio work? First of all, you lose lots of power. Okay, you lose a lot of power with hypersync. You can, even though your strobe can be on maximum power, but effective power, knowing that it will fire multiple times, will be way less than just single fire, right? So we lose a lot of power. And well, this is the basic thing, the biggest disadvantage. Plus, you can't really shoot at higher than your shutter speed. Let's say if camera shutter speed is 1/4000 of a second, the shortest one, you can shoot shorter than this. Yeah, and if you have really flash, something flies really fast, you won't be able to freeze it. But with the short flash duration is where you can freeze anything at up to 1/50,000 of a second, just because this is how short flash impulse could be. And we don't care about shutter. We just need to make sure that the whole sensor is exposed to that light. This is why we have X-sync. Shutter should open fully. Okay, you understand this? Now questions. No, it's not. It wasn't continuous shots on this on the previous one here, right? It wasn't continuous shot. It was single. Hello, Zlatagoria. Could you share the link what you have on your screen? Yes, I do. I can share it. 1 second. It's like you need to choose. It's not direct link, unfortunately. You need to. Well, maybe I can copy image address. Okay, I can probably send it like this. Okay. Actually, yeah, I see that was a little thing that looks like it's two splashes. Anyway, is hypersync the same as high-speed sync? High-speed sync, yes, I think it is. Yes, it is. Then I think it is. High-speed sync, HHS, yeah. It's ability to shoot with higher than X sync with the specific strobe. But strobe just fires multiple times. Okay, Studio, hi Alex. I know you. I forgot the Studio ATL. I know. Yes, Misha saying that you don't need 200 or 250 of a second shutter speed. I did even 5 seconds. You need completely dark room. Exactly. The beauty of, well, studio environment, that you can turn off all the lights. You can basically put your camera on bulb mode, meaning that you click, it opens shutter and stays open. And then you click and it closes. And what you can do, you can click, it opens, no lights, then strobe fires when something flies in front of the camera and you can freeze it, right? How do you trigger the right moment? Pedro, exactly, this is what we're going to talk about and actually do this right now, okay? Katrine, okay, sorry. Shutter, yeah, that was about shutter, how shutter works on the hypersync. Here it is. Okay. Now, let's finish with the strobe, because there is an interesting characteristic of the strobe. It's called flash duration. We photographers who try to catch something that flies fast, like a splash, we are looking for this specific parameter of the strobe called flash duration, right? And, oh, let me make it nice. Like this. Perfecto. So, there is an interesting thing about this. You just need to understand one thing, that numbers that manufacturer provide with the strobe can be quite misleading. Flash duration could be t.1 time, they call it this way, or t.5. Both are flash duration. And it can be actually t.10, for example, or t.8. But while one number gives you the real kind of understanding how this flash light is short, the second one could be, well, gives you basically nothing. T.1 time is exactly what you need to look for in your specification. If you see for some reason that manufacturer provide only T.5 time, that means something is fishy with that number, because T.1 will be probably disappointing. Here is the little, let me drop it as well. It's really confusing, yes. It's the T.1, T.5. There is a link, it explained. So basically what you see on this graphic, you see it, right? Let me, no, Siri, you see it, it's not, just listen to me. How we can do this in this world when everyone listens to you? Let me do something, guys, for you. So you will see it really, really well. Okay, so now you see it a little bit closer. What you see here is the impulse. This is how we call the y-axis is the intensity of light. X is time, right? So this is how any strobe fires. Hi, Liam. This is how it fires. It kind of puts lots of power in the very short time, and then the brightness of the strobe decrease. So it's like almost what we see on the lightning when it happens. Boom, and then like there is some time when it kind of gets down. Even though I think its flash duration of the lightning is really super cool. I mean, really short. But the strobe works this way. And T.5 time is when the intensity of light is the time, how long it takes to drop intensity of the light by half, by 50%. You see it, okay? This is T.5 time. And you can see how shorter it is for this specific graphic than T.1 time. T.1 time is when it's a time when the output of your light, of your strobe, drops to 10%. So from 100 to 10. And think about this. All this time, all this shutter stays open, meaning that if let's say the manufacturer is saying that our strobe can do 1/10,000 of a second flash duration, T.5. So this little thing is 1/10,000 of a second. It's great, it's short, I mean, it's super cool, it can freeze anything. However, it's still bright enough after that time. It's still bright enough to create motion trail because the shutter, let me do this. Because the shutter stays open. So your shutter opens that much, let's say, this time. This is time when shutter open, all this time, from here to all the way here. You understand, right? Shutter is open. So it's all will be captured. And this tail could be like that, you know? And it will create motion trail. And you will look at, what is going on? I have so short flash duration. Because T.5 is misleading. Just throw it away. Ask guys, I mean, manufacturer, they need to provide you T.1 because this is the effective. If they say that, let's say, T.1 time is 1/10,000 of a second, this is cool. This is enough to freeze anything, and you know that after that you don't care because remaining 10% of the light, they won't really affect the exposure. This is the most important thing to understand. You need to look at T.5 times in specification. If it's T.5, well, basically you can multiply that number by 3, 2, somewhere like this. It usually, T.5 is longer, 2 to 3 times. So if you shoot T.5 1/4000 of a second, it may be not enough. Because in my experience, to freeze action, you need at least 1/3000 of a second. 1/4000 of a second is good for most of the splashes because there are different velocity. Sometimes flash is really like, sometimes it's slower, so different requirements. But around 1/3000 of a second should be good enough to freeze anything. We'll play, you'll see the numbers. Okay. Question on this, and let's, after that, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Pluto Trigger, okay? I'm not affiliated with Pluto guys at all. I mean, I bought it, and we didn't talk to them, so it's not a promotion. I tried a few triggers, and this is what I like the best. It was the very first one. It was on Kickstarter, trigger trap device. It was a great device. I still have the first model. It's already kind of disassembled, but this is my second one that I like, and it's a cool thing because it's little. It can be charged USB. It has laser. At least my set had laser transmitter, so it kind of, you know, it can be assembled. Then I bought this one. Actually, it's a droplets. You know, it's for little droplets. We had a masterclass on Photigy. If you look at, you know, at membership workshops, we had workshops when I was using it some time ago. Let me look. I'm sure it was. Yeah, here it is. So we had a workshop at Pro Club with those droplets. And this is wrong. Oh, 1 second, guys. I need to fix it so you'll see what I'm talking about. Morten, we need to fix this on number 63. Anyway, this is what you can create with the droplet creator. It's here. How much is that? $40. And well, they have all kind of stuff. Well, probably that's it. So I'm going to use it right now. Okay, Pluto. Now questions, answers. So shorter the flash time, the lower the output. Yes, this is correct. There are strobes like Broncolor, Profoto, Chrome. Well, kind of, they usually quite good dogs. Actually, they not need to be expensive anymore. They have this short flash duration built in. It's plug-in type of strobes. I mean, AC powered, big ones. Battery powered, the simplest is Speedlight. I'm using this. I mean, I have for classes. I have a few Speedlights from Ungino, whatever you call it. It's $60 Speedlight, $63. It's quite powerful, and it capable of freezing action starting at 1/4 of a power. 1/8 of its power, it's for sure short enough to freeze anything. Okay, so you can use it anytime. It's just a regular Speedlight. Any Speedlight, I would say, it's hard to find Speedlight that will give you long flash duration at lower power settings. Usually it's really short. So it's a cool, if you don't have anything, grab your Speedlight, set it at 1/8 of its power, and try to trigger and see yourself. Okay? Clore, greetings. Ryan asking which is good, T.5 or flash in order to have this kind of shot. It's hard. I'm not kind of thinking about T.5 at all. And for example, for Broncolor that I use, they don't use T.5. I even don't know T.5 time because they operate with T.1 numbers. This is the correct thing. On different power levels, you can check, online on any strobe. There is usually, it's hard to find, but there is like a set of values. What power gives you what flash duration? More power, longer flash duration. Shorter power is shorter power. I mean, lower power, shorter flash duration. Talk too much. So I don't know T.5. I would say T.5 starting 1/8,000 of a second or 1/6,000 of a second should be enough to freeze action. Should be enough. Thinking about 2x, 3x multiplier to convert it into T.1 should be somewhere. After trying lots of monoblocks and generator, my conclusion, the Speedlight have shortest flash duration. This is correct. Speedlights can be really, really, really short. But in real life situations, like I said, I never need more than shorter, not more actually, shorter than 1/4000 of a second. Most of the time. There is no difference because I don't see motion blur starting at 1/4000 of a second, T.1 time. Alrighty. Let's move. We have, oh man, 30 minutes. How we can fit into this, I don't know. But let's move on. Okay. We have all this. We have the light, right? You see everything. You are there. I'm here. And let me tell you, what is going on, what the setup. I see. Do I see? Let me move it a little bit so I see a little bit better what is going on. And I'll tell you there. Hello, hello. Okay. So the device is my jumping table, what I call jumping table. It's from zero gravity. Basically, it's a simple thing that kind of jumps, okay? And why I'm using it here? Because it's easy to set up everything and it will be repeatable result because the force of, jumping, the travel, distance and everything is set. And it's not like I'm throwing something and you never know where it's land. Here it's way more predictable. And what we're going to do, we're going to put it like this, and then I have this button, you see, and I press it, and it will jump. So this is what happens. And then I cock it, and it's ready. Now the setup. Camera is Sony a7R3. Okay, it's set on manual focus at ISO 200. You know, 100, 200, you will never tell difference. It's zero additional noise, basically, nothing there. And 200 will give me a little bit more advantage of how I can close aperture, because shutter speed is 160 of a second. It's actually, I can go 1/200 of a second easily. Okay, it's a maximum of X sync of the camera. I can test it. Actually, it's nothing. You see dark picture because it was no strobe, and at ISO 200 f8, 1/200 of a second, there is not enough ambient light to highlight anything. So why ISO 200? Sometimes I know that splash is kind of flying all around, and I really need deep depths of field to capture everything, because blurry flash could be, blurry splash could be not from the motion blur, but just from out of focus. And we need to avoid it as well. So it should be all in the focus. Since it's flying, focus, depth of field, deeper depth of field. Depth of field, we need close aperture. And aperture is directly affects how much light hit the sensor, right? Strobe light. And with the strobe, we have a limit of the power. Even broncolor that I'm using, I cannot shoot higher than specific power output because it will be long flash duration. I need to keep it short. I will keep it around 1/4000 of a second on this block. I have these graphite packs. The pack actually, it's old, but it works great. Okay? This is why sometimes bumping ISO is a good idea. Now, let me see. Why not bright continuous light and fast shutter speed? It's a good question. Let's roll, yeah. It's a good question. Because of the power. Yes, I can shoot 1/4000, maybe even 1/8000. Never tried, I even forgot what the maximum shutter speed for the camera with the continuous light. But to get that amount of light that strobe can produce, I would need like 10,000 watt of continuous lighting, equivalent, tungsten equivalent. So it's like 1,000 LED, 1,000 watt LED or something. It's huge. And it still will be limited by camera shutter speed. I don't want to be limited by shutter speed. I can go 12,000 with this light. With speed light, I can go 1/20,000 of a second flash duration. And this is what will be equivalent to shutter speed for me if I use, strobe light. So it's a big advantage. It's just easier. Okay? Now, I have my Pluto sits here. So it's connected to the camera. Okay, there are different cables. It's connected to the camera. Is it on? I think so. And here I have my laser that comes with it. And basically, I will try to hit the sensor. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm just using, the little, how you call it, ball head that, and actually magnets to sit all this thing. Neodymium, how you call it, neodymium magnet is a great thing to mount stuff, which is temporary mount. Neodymium magnet, and I just put it on top of the pin of the assistant. Super cool, and it's kind of, for this, I don't need more. Anyway, does it hit the sensor? Almost a little bit higher. Let me try to kind of make it. Sometimes it's kind of tricky thing. It's easier to adjust that guy. The sensor is super small for laser. This is actually one thing that I'm not happy with. Anyway, it's there. What we do now, we do test high speed sync. Okay. Pluto, they have the application, right? You see it. This is what it is, and this is how it looked like. You see this like a half circle, and when I do like this, you see what happens, right? So it sends when there is no signal. Sometimes it's opposite, sometimes it's like that, meaning that you can trigger something when the light hit the sensor, or you can trigger something when light moves away from the sensor of the receiver. You understand, right? Then we have, what else we have? We have start-stop button, and we do have the delay. Now we want to talk about delay a little bit. It's kind of tricky. ProPhoto has freeze mode that supposedly enables 63,000 flash duration, sync at 8,000 shutter speed. Yeah, I see. Well, it's, you know, ProPhoto then is cool. We don't need this. We don't need really this super, super high, at least for normal high-speed photography. You know, you've seen my portfolio. If not, check it out. Everything was done either with speedlights or with lights like Einstein from Policy Buff. So it's enough. Now, about delay. I want to tell you something so you will really understand, because it can be lots of frustration if you won't get it and try to do this. This is mirrorless camera. It's a mirrorless camera. And the issue with mirrorless camera that it has some sort of like a delay. It's a shutter lag. And it's not about setting the focus, because focus is manual. Actually, the lens, by the way, is, oh, why I have PP10? Huh, strange. The lens is, one second, guys, I want to fix something. Okay. It's 35 millimeters. So the shutter lag. On the DSLR cameras, there is mirror lookup mode. You know it if you've been with that, right? Mirror lookup mode, meaning that the mirror is flipped up, the sensor is ready to be exposed, and there is only shutter in front of it. And the shutter, there is almost zero shutter lag on DSLR cameras in mirror lookup mode. When you press shutter button or something, press it like a trigger, it basically it takes picture instantaneously, and it's super cool. It can, you know, something flies, it triggers, boom, you catch it there, and right in front of the camera. With mirrorless, there is always shutter delay, shutter lag. When you press the button, you know what it's doing, right? The camera, what it's doing. It rolls the shutter, because it's not there, it's hidden. Because this is, you see the stuff, right? You see it through viewfinder, it's digital. Then, I mean, it rolls the shutter when you press it, and then opens it, I mean, rolls the shutter, turn on the sensor, basically it's ready to capture high resolution image, then it opens shutter, close shutter, and then roll it up. And this roll of the shutter is causing, at least in my understanding, tell me if I'm wrong, it's shutter lag. This is what happens. And with this, with the Pluto trigger, with any trigger, it's a huge thing. I mean, it's just crazy. You set zero delay on the trigger, and you still cannot capture anything. It's late. I was kind of, when I was, you know, throwing stuff, I was late all the time. I was thinking, what is going on? And then, yeah, there is shutter lag. And different cameras, different mirrors camera, it's different, but it's just that bad. It's always. And how to fix it, I mean, what the solution is to trigger before. whatever needs to be photographed before it reaches the area in front of the camera. So basically, you set the trigger somewhere here. For example, I'm throwing stuff. I set trigger here, laser, for example. It will fly, it will trigger the camera, and then it will continue flying. In front of the camera, it will capture it because of the shutter lag. So there is a distance, there is a minimum distance, I would say, with shutter lag because of this, okay? Just need to make sure to understand this. What else? Try to 100mm macro, f11 and df will be in focus. Actually, Misha, I'm not agree. I'm using, for example, here 35mm for a reason, because first of all, it's relatively close and splash is, can be flying. I need lots of distance, so 35mm is cool for me. It's better, to have some loose than to cut the splash. Sometimes it kind of flies outside of the frame. It's not good. And with the lower magnification, because of the wider lens, I have deeper depths of field. It kind of helps as well. But however, if you kind of shoot small stuff, of course, 200mm could be good. Why not? So let's rock and roll. Let's do this. First of all, focus, right? We need to make sure manual focus, so we all set in the focus. Okay. Then I need to make sure that on this position, when it kind of jumps, it's right in the middle. So yeah, it's kind of, it cuts our light. It's good. Then my idea of when I want to capture something. With the liquid inside, I don't need to capture when it flies up, because it's just a liquid and glass, and it's usually just a little bit it could be a little bit flying, it's visible that it's flying, but nothing interesting. I need to capture it when it hits the table. After its flight, it hits the table, and this is where a splash happens. This is when I want to capture it. This is why I have this, well, it's in camera lag, the shutter delay, right? And I have 260 of a second, it's really 260 milliseconds delay here. You see the number, right? No? Where is my focus? Autofocus. Anyway, it's 260 milliseconds. And I'm clicking it on. Now it's looking for the stuff. Oh, strobe. Let's turn on the strobe. So, brown color here. One light is, yes, one light is there hitting the, come on, hitting the background. You see what kind of background I'm using, right? It's a gray background, and you already have seen the picture that we got. It's kind of cool when it's gray. It can be really bright when I hit it with the light, and the darkness around, it's kind of look nice. So gray is almost, it could be black, it could be white, depending on how much light. So I like that kind of charcoal gray. It's light gray. So one light through Fresnel lens hits the background, it sits here, and another light is here, okay? Just the, how you call it? There. How you call it? Strip box, thank you, strip box. Still live. Still live? What do you mean, still live? Yes, still live. Still alive. Okay. Guys, if you like this, what I'm doing, please like this video. It helps to be more visible on Photoshop. It helps the channel, and well, I appreciate if you do this. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, let's like it. It's cool stuff. Okay, everything is ready. First, we'll shoot without any liquid, right? I have covered, as you can see, the device because there is some electricity is going on. I have covered my light. Camera will survive, so I covered with some plastic wrap. Okay, ready? 1 second. Yes, live. Yeah. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yes, we are live. It's all real. Okay, ready? So we got it. This is the result, right? I'm not sure, was it before it's jumped back or it's just the first connect. I don't know, but we basically need it when it's like really jump, so the flashes start pumping up. To figure out, we need to have real liquid there. Because, like I said, I did a little preparation, so the number of 1 to 160 of a second, so 260 millisecond delay on the trigger is what I already figured out on a given distance and everything, okay? Avoid shutter lag, try continuous mode. 10 shots per second. Misha, you know, when I switch to high continuous shooting, highest possible speed here, for me, it doesn't work with the Pluto. It's still single, even though it's multiple. But with Pluto, it sends only one signal. Maybe, I don't know something, and there is a way to set up it on the trigger, but I never seen such option to set like a long press instead of, well, maybe, let me see, maybe there is sort of like, it could be cool actually. Shutter release, blah, 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 lighting. Well, I don't see tools, depth of field, sun position. Well, there is no such thing. Anyway, it just single stuff for me. Let's do our boom splash. So for this, let's try to use nicer glasses. Okay. I turn it off for a moment, so it's cocked. Okay, 2 glasses, let's say. And I do have 2 different liquids. It's colored water, tap water. Oh, it will be a lot, and I will be really covered with this, I'm sure. It will be super crazy. So, oh man. It's a food coloring, okay? It's a food coloring. By the way, I was reading some comments on the video where I was showing the bubbles of oil, colored bubbles of oil underwater. If you guys ever seen this video on YouTube where I'm showing it, it's quite popular video. People getting mad because the coloring colors water. That means you use wrong coloring. It should be oil-based coloring. Anyway, here it's water-based coloring, and it looks like this. Are we good? Alex, is that 3 boxes at 45 degrees? No, it's vertical. Oh, you mean on here? Well, it's not really. It's about maybe like 15 degrees from the normal, so a little bit. It's not, you know, we're not going to shoot, ideally, with the glasses, I should have a nice diffuser here, create a gradient on it, and it will create nice, nice highlight reflection on the glass. We may do this, but when they fly with splashes, it may be not necessary. We'll see. It may be okay just like this. But with the still life, if it won't be jumping, yes, definitely it should be, some diffuser. You know how to shoot glass, I hope. If not, check our courses. Okay, ready? No, not ready. I didn't set high, the short flash duration on the strobe. By default, when I turn it on, it just optimal, constant color temperature, but optimal flash duration. I need to switch it back to, they call it minimum. And the minimum, and let me tell you how much power do we have. Okay, so both strobes is around 150 watt second. On this block on Graphite A4, I have 1/4000 of a second flash duration at, it's a minimum, at this power level. T.1 time, T.1. Okay, and now we are ready. Now we're really ready. I need to turn on the sensor so it monitors. I need to make sure that, yes, it hits, all looks good. And now I'll press the button and hopefully we'll have some good. Are we ready? Okay, I press that button, you press like on the video or share it, and we'll pray for good result. Okay. Ah. Did we get anything? You see, it's not enough. 35mm lens, boom, it flies outside of this. And even there. Anyway, we have one left. Cool, let's run with it. No. Don't worry. Okay, one more. Okay, we're good. It's not a honeycomb, it's the same as the honeycomb on there. It's Fresnel lens. Same thing, but the lens. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Nice. What did we get? This is wrong glass. It's supposed to be like that. Anyway, let's do a little bit more. You know what we have? I have this glass, which is already broken from the previous tries. It's a glass. It's not something, you know. It's a glass. I want to continue breaking it, if possible. Okay? And let me clean it a little bit. Let's do a little bit more. The last one. Because, you know, these are plastic. Of course, it was plastic. But the cool part might happen when it's not plastic, when it's all real glass. So let's put some glass here, like that. Let's stop it for a moment. Let's put, well, blue. I'm not sure why T is blue, but this is what I have. Blue T. Okay. What else can we have? Let me check. What do I have nice here? Maybe some stuff that could be, well, could be nice to have next to it. Okay. I found some candies. Why not to have candies? Nice. Okay. Ready? Whew. 3, 2, come here. 3, 2, go. Well, cool. And it's actually withstand the impact. Now, the last thing I want to show you, the power of changing the delay. So let's change it from 260 milliseconds to, let's say, 100, okay? So I put 100 here, 100 on the Pluto remote controller. Turn it on. All the rest is the same. Even candies would be similar. Okay? And maybe a little bit lower, this guy. Let me see to make sure that it sits on top. You see, I'm turning off the modern light because it gets hot and it may melt stuff that I covered. Okay, so 160 milliseconds less delay. It's supposed to catch it while flying, not on the bottom. We'll see. You see what happened? So this way, you can control what you shoot. On what stage, if I put, 160, it will be less. So it's super easy to catch it anywhere where I want. Why? Because of the rest of timings are the same. The table jumps the same way, the same weight of the stuff that flies, so I can really get repeatable result. This is actually zero gravity course. You can check on the Photigy. That's cool stuff. So you control your delay, you control what to capture and when. Okay? Let's do maybe this. Do we have this thing called, one second. I'll show you a little bit more on how well or not well it's frozen. Just let's review things that we got. So I'm going to get closer so you can see it's 1/1000 of a second, okay? As you can see, it's perfectly frozen. Not a problem at all, right? Not a problem at all. Alrighty. Now, guys, it's time for questions and answers. Let me shut down this thing. And we'll be going to our challenge result. Can you try continuous shots? Yes, it was continuous shooting mode. Like I mentioned before what I was doing, the camera was set, after some discussion here, I set it into continuous shooting mode. But because the trigger sends only one press, one impulse to trigger the camera, it shoots only one thing. How to make it go continuous, I don't know, unfortunately. Because you need to do a long press, sort of like you press the shutter and hold it. Pluto Trigger sends boom, one hit, one boom. So slower exposition will give you blurry water. No, it's not about exposure time. It's sort of, well, at least it's not about shutter speed, Goran. It's about short flash duration. We had 1/1000 of a second flash duration. If you joined us recently, well, we covered this previously. Why slower exposure will give you blurry water? Yeah, it's about light and shorter flash duration. Everything's frozen. Longer, it just have time to fly, so it captures the motion. It's simple. Exposure, yeah, exposure, I understand. Exposure is really short here. The shutter speed is long, 1 to 100 of a second, but the light, ambient light, is not enough to capture anything. Without the light, it's black picture. If I press shutter, it's nothing there, it's just hugely underexposed. But the light is really short. Okay, I'm going, again, you can rewind and see what is going on. Yes, Goran. Alrighty, so the light had different powers. Pedro, these lights had a little bit difference. One light was 114 watt second, another light was 140 watt second. But you know, it's almost the same. If you put the same, probably you will see no difference. With broncolor, because it's monoblock, so there are 3 heads, and usable is really only 2 with high-speed mode. If you put it on very different power levels, the flash duration will be quite longer. Same power level or close, it will be a really short flash duration. It's a matter of how unit works. Okay, but you know, it's about the same. I mean, I would put it anyway almost the same because of the lights. This like this. I mean, for this composition, it works great. Try ISO 50, more sharper shot. Well, it won't be sharper, right? You're saying that ISO 50, it will be, well, probably a little bit more room for post-production. I didn't see this. I didn't notice. Nobody, you know, since everything goes through Photoshop, lots of adjustments after that. Sometimes with splashes, we combine stuff. I'll tell you, nobody will tell you looking at the final result what ISO it was, 50, 100, or 200. With modern cameras, nobody can tell the difference after the post-production because you still add noise there if needed, you remove, so all kind of stuff. And camera gives no noise. Yeah, table is complete do-it-yourself thing. I built it in one day. It was about $80 or so equipment, you know, the stuff that I bought, and the completely wooden construction with some little electrical magnets and stuff like this. You can check on Zero Gravity. It's called Zero Gravity on Photigy. If you look in, if you're watching this video and recording, there is a link to this. Because you work in small place, you don't need a lot of power. Well, it's always small place. I mean, when you shoot stuff like this, it's small. Okay. Time to do what? The challenge, guys. Let me grab this. A few more questions. Alex, can we be as creative with only one light and reflector? It feels like without round spotlight at the backdrop, it's not as nice as it should be. Yes, exactly. The main light here is the background light. If I would turn off that side light, it will be almost the same picture. It will be a little bit less highlights on the splash and of course on the glass, but it still will look good. Since we were shooting transparent subject, right? It was glass and the water is relatively clear. If it would be something, you know, not transparent, of course we have to add that light. But one light, if you have one light and you want to try splashes, put it on the background. Put your light through the honeycomb grid on the background and shoot splash in front of it. It will look great already, really. Can you use same table to flip glass in the air? I think so. If you put it, you know, not like I put normally, but, you know, have some sort of support to get it like that, probably it will flip. You can, yeah, why not? Why not? Or you can actually have table like that. You know, I can easily modify the base so it can be, you know, tilted, and then it will just throw stuff on the air, and it will fly whatever you. So all possibilities. Basically, just little pusher. It push. The construction is that there is a magnet, springs, and stoppers, and the thing moves. So magnet release, springs gets tension, and then stopper. This is what that action happens because there's for the whole thing that slides, there are stoppers. And I can actually adjust the travel of the table using these stoppers. I mean, it's all covered on the course, really. Check out, it's cool stuff on Zero Gravity. Alrighty, guys, it's a time to do our challenge. So the last challenge was face mask, how do you call it? Face mask, art face mask. Who can help me here? My idiot. What it was? Water even here. Wow. Flies. So, emotions about all this time and the symbols of this time as a face mask. That was the challenge, and you're supposed to submit your image with Photigy challenge tag on Instagram, and we'll pick up. This is what we have on submissions. Quite interesting submissions. Let's go through it. So, where is it? Here it is. Okay. Paolo Barbuto. This one. I actually like this a lot. Super cool. You know, cool idea that the mask could be really transparent and doesn't look negative. You know, it's quite a bright picture, you know. So that's cool. This is something, it's really, you know, psychology. You know, how we can get all this to be opened. Preview, here it is. Okay, so this is it. This is the second one from the same, again, super cool. I like the previous one even better, even though it's more like, you know, about these skis and all this stuff. Too late to send. We'll have one challenge. Once I finish with this, I'll give you another challenge for next Friday talk. So stay with me for a moment, okay? Then what is this? Krasnov photography. Oh man, I don't know. It just face mask. So these guys are probably transmitting disease and I don't know. Unusual. Okay, we have a king in the mask. Will melt. Well, looks cool. I don't know, the thing, you know, the crown and crown, yeah, crown, king, and all stuff. I actually forgot about corona. Corona, yes. Corona in a mask. This is what happens when you get infected, right? You know, you kind of wearing corona and you're still in the mask. This is how it should be. Okay. And this is the blind corona, well, not corona. A little bit more light, you know, talking about lights, guys, it's not about technical challenge, right? But here I would put more light on, you know, hair light, weed nalt. I will put light on the on your right side to make it like a hair light instead of, you know, putting light on the background. I think it would be better, you know, but background, just leave it black, dark, that's fine, like this side, that's fine. Okay, then we have some strange thing about drinks or whatever, which almost look like an advertisement, right? Guys, you selling this? Or drips banana? Drip, yeah, looks like. Anyway, cool idea, looks interesting. It definitely stays, you know, the product pops a lot, which is really cool. Yeah, a little bit of light need the forehead. Exactly, that was on the previous shot I was thinking about. And this is cool. What about this? Done quarantine. Take a gin, not a walk. Awesome, wow, that's super. And nice. And it's kind of beautiful product photography. It's done well, I would play a little bit with, you know, it's cool picture in many aspects. Lighting is creative, you know, this light comes through, the background, everything. Two things, my dear product photographer, Hamburg. This glass that you have on the right, it could be cleaner, you know, just nice clean glass, because it's really kind of, it looks like it was not like new. The rest is super nice, and it's contrast in this. And you have this beautiful reflection here. I don't think you need the same reflection on that side, talking about that sort of like a gradient. Edge light is great, you have it, and leave it is. It will be more interesting, you know? Just edge light, it will be highlighting the glass, that's fine, but you don't need this, basically the same type of diffusion that happened this side, I mean on the right side. It's probably not needed. Diffuser on one side to have that gradient, right? And then edge light on other side. It should be enough. For this, I think. And then you only need to highlight the label to make sure it looks good. There is some trick on this. It's the masked hero of the drip, or the drip. Here, the mask, it's a drip, of course, here. Yeah, there is no mask here, but again, it's all about this quarantine stuff, and nice. And one more submission, Photo Blake. I think I know Photo Blake. Anita? No? Yeah. Anyway, it's probably one of my students. She's great. And wow, this is awesome. This is what this is creative. Woo! That's amazing. And this is another one. So technically done really well. I like it. And you know, nothing is flat, and all the texture and everything, and the idea behind it, it's amazing. Just amazing. Thank you. And the last one is, well, stay safe, people. I made today. It's kind of straightforward. It's more like, you know, for medical personnel. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, in terms of product photography, it's nice. Why not? I wouldn't crop it. The only thing, you know, don't crop it that tight. Is it cropped? Yeah, it's really that cropped. So don't crop it. Never crop it. Never crop that it touch anything. Your side of the frame shouldn't touch. It can cut if needed, or can stay away. Never crop it at, you know, at touch. It's big no on any shot. Yes, Anita. Nice. Yes, Anita. Awesome. So, who's the winner? I don't know. Did we think about how to prize the winner? I really, in between this and this shot, both are great. One of like product photography, another one just, you know, for the idea, for the creativeness. And how to decide, guys? Help me. Who will vote for this one? Please post. Please post T. Just one character, one letter, T, on the chat. How many T's we will have? One T. But please do either. And this one, please post A character. Go ahead. One word per person, please. And then we'll count, and the winner will get any course of their choice on Photigy. Okay? So, T-A, one per person. Go ahead, guys. Let's see. Go, 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 go. Let's do it fast. I know, 1 minute maximum. How many T do we have? Guys, the team, Photigy team, count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think T is more now. T is a little bit more. So this is A, this is T. T or A? How you can count? Oh, you know, we can count later. It's fine. We don't need to do it right now because I may, well, at least I won't be capable of, you know, counting that fast. We'll have how much? 10 more seconds, guys. 10 more seconds. Make a choice, and boom, we'll shut down. And then we'll count numbers and contact the winner. Okay. It was 15 seconds. Boom. That's it. Now there is a delay. I know there is a delay, about 30 seconds delay, so I'll wait 30 seconds more, and we'll shut down the voting. same person will be disqualified, right? If you do multiple things for the same image, it will be completely wiped out, your answers. You understand, guys. It's not kindergarten, right? You adult person. Anyway, okay, cool, done. So we'll calculate. This chart is saved. I mean, I'll save it. I won't close it. And Nader with the comment, the contest about the mask, we're done. Now, new challenge. New challenge. New challenge. Where is my face? New challenge. On this week, during this week, for next Friday, submit your image with Photigy challenge hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Photigy challenge. One word. Splash. You have a tutorial, you have everything that you need to know. Splash. Splash photography. An example of splash photography. Okay? Photigy challenge. Okay. What's the point of the theme if neither candidate used a mask in their submission? Michael is asking. Well, it's a theme. We didn't tell that it should be a mask, right? It's a theme. It was more about feelings. Oh, come on, I need to get to the Facebook to see how it was the name of this. Anyway, guys, there is explanation for everything. The creativity is the key, as usual. And next challenge for next Friday is splash photography. Okay? You have 1 week. Submission made with Photigy challenge tag. Without tag, we cannot pull it for the review. It will be the winner. Maybe multiple winners. We'll see. Do your best. Creativity is the key. And creativity usually consists with 2 things, like any professional creation. You know, when it should be catchy, you know, it should catch attention, and it should be technically well executed. Because sometimes it's super creative, but done so bad on technical aspect that it can be really, you know, perceived as something nice. So both things. If it's too technical but boring, it's not good either, right? So make sure that to combine these 2, creativity and good technical execution, and you'll be the winner. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, don't. Some really nice talk is going on. So we not agreed about. Okay, good. Question from Andrei regarding the suggestion about continuous shots, how flashes will handle that. You know, it all depends on what kind of strobe you have. With broncolor, with high recycling time, there are 2 settings, low and high. And with relatively low power, I can actually go lower than this. I can go like probably half a stop down without losing much. Again, ISO can help, raising ISO. It can shoot, I mean, the recycle time can be short. But of course, it's not the strongest part. If camera can shoot 10 frames per second, not every flash can recycle 10 times per second at a given power level. So yeah, it may be not an easy thing. However, even old broncolor, it will shoot at least at what it has. It may, I mean, it charges, it may be not completely recycled, but it will fire. As you've seen, it was like when I tried, it was fire every time. It was just lower output, which still may work. So that's fine if your camera can shoot, I don't know, 10, 15 frames per second. Instead of capturing one single shot, you can press and throw something and capture the whole thing. It's actually a beautiful thing. And if you have enough continuous lighting for this, it will be even better. continuous light and high frame rate of the camera is great. You can try it if you have enough bright light, Okay, thank you. So, thank you so much. Guys, it was a terrific show. I hope you like it. I enjoyed myself. I have beautiful, studio now to clean from this colored water. Next Friday, I see you next Friday. Make sure to like this video, share with your friends if you know someone who will enjoy it, either photographer or not, who knows. We sit at home. We need to make sure that whatever we watch is sort of educational. It's a good thing, right, for our brain to, pick up some stuff instead of just, watching the soap opera movies or whatever. I mean, let's invest a little bit in here. It's a good thing. When everything will be lifted, economy will go up. Eventually, your knowledge is always a good thing to have. Okay? Thank you so much. It was great. See you next Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, same place, Photigy YouTube channel. And don't forget about challenge, splash photography with Photigy challenge hashtag on Instagram. See you guys and bye. Okay.